Hello, everybody. Welcome to All Villa, No Filler, a podcast all about Aston Villa, the world's greatest football team, literally the best. You fly around this world and you find me a football club better than Aston Villa, and I'll tell you, you are a delusional individual. Please like and subscribe. If you think Villa are the best football team in the world, you'll click that subscribe button. All right. And if you don't, well, clearly you think Birmingham City or Wolverhampton Wanderers or West Bromwich Albion. Maybe you think they're the best in the world. So just give us the old subscribe there. Look, big news in the world of Aston Villa world. It feels like there's always kind of some sort of gossip train going on Twitter. Twitter is just one constant stream of rumor and innuendo. But look, we've had confirmation today from Sam Wallace in the Telegraph that Aston Villa have struck a major deal with German fashion giant, sportswear maker Adidas. Well, Castor is no more from the end of this season, and Adidas is what Sam Wallace has reported in the Telegraph. Um, Very exciting news. Very exciting. I think Adidas is precisely who, in my perfect world, if I could have picked a sportswear brand I wanted Villa to get involved with, one that I've never seen us involved with, I would have gone with Adidas. So look, I'm really happy about it. Very happy. There's been a lot of drama off the field recently about certain things. I think we're in a very exciting moment as Aston Villa fans. I think off the pitch and on the pitch, there's a lot of momentum building, and with Adidas as a partner with Aston Villa, I don't know what the kind of financial intake that will mean, but you would think it would mean, a decent amount. Um, Having Adidas involved with Villa, I think, is a positive step forward and adds momentum off the pitch where there is momentum on the pitch. It's something for us all to look forward to. I personally look, it's all subjective, just as the same with the badge. Whatever, some of us are going to like what we see, some of us are not. Personally, when I see Adidas attire, kits, apparel, all that, I think it looks really good. And Adidas, frankly, does have a pop culture resonance. Now, I'm just going to, describe a few details from Sam Wallace's piece in the Telegraph. He said it was a deal that was overseen by Villa's Egyptian co-owner Nassef Sawiris. Sawiris himself, who actually owns 7% of Adidas, or in America, that you call it Adidas. So to the American viewers, Adidas, to British viewers, European Adidas. Um, and Adidas right now has deals currently with Manchester United, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid. Obviously, a big deal. Um, the deal, according to Sam Wallace, is understood to be a long-term agreement worth multi-millions of pounds for the men's and women's teams and the academy. Love to hear that. Sawiris wanted a blue chip manufacturer to reflect the ambitions that he has for Aston Villa. We love to hear that as well. Compare that to when Randy Lerner wanted to leave, gave up on the club in 2015. It's a very, very different world now, isn't it, at Villa Park? He goes on to add that the club's new president of business operations, Chris Heck, was also involved centrally in the negotiations to complete the Adidas deal, which will see Villa's Castor agreement come to an end. So obviously with Castor, we had the frankly quite embarrassing story of the drenched shirts. Um, Castor have supplied new shirts that they say will not, which will solve some of the saturation issue. What I would say, I feel a bit for some of the workers, obviously at Castor, probably, and there's a lot of them having sleepless nights over it. So, you know, I, you don't want to see, um, you know, I don't know anyone who works at Castor, but obviously there's a lot of people who have jobs on the line, and I don't want people to lose their jobs. So look, I hope that Castor are able to bounce back from that and can learn from it and carry on. But for Aston Villa, it's a new process, and yeah, it's very very exciting. I can think of so many people that or fashion brands, sportswear makers that Villa have been involved with. Nike, Kappa, Under Armour, I think we were with Umbro, Asics, Reebok, uh, quite a few. Looking back on that, I think Asics was the one I think, yeah, Asics in the mid 90s. Those shirts I quite liked. But Adidas coming in, it's very exciting. Look, Villa have not commented on this yet, so we're still waiting to hear from Aston Villa on this. But look, I am a freelance broadcast journalist, TV producer. So every now and again, I report on, various different things. Sometimes it's showbiz, sometimes it's sport, sometimes it's business. And about 2 months ago, I did a piece on how sportswear makers, and this was at Reuters, a Reuters piece, how sportswear giants are cashing in essentially on um, a football's fashion moment. And part of that is down to how, say, Lionel Messi is in the US. Obviously, Lionel Messi is a massive, massive draw for US soccer fans. On top of that, you have celebrities involved with soccer in a way that I'm calling it soccer now because I'm referring to the US. You have US celebrities, Hollywood celebrities, attached to football in a way that they were never before, really. Let's face it. Obviously, we have our own Tom Hanks supporting Aston Villa, but you see the likes of Kim Kardashian and Serena Williams at LA or at Miami Inter Miami games. You get Will Ferrell, LA games, big Ryan Reynolds, obviously involved with Wrexham. Uh, the Wrexham documentary has won Emmys. So football is probably in a place that is as popular as it has ever been in the United States. That's what you can probably take from that. And obviously, with the World Cup coming up in a couple of years in the US, Mexico, and Canada, obviously it's a big draw and it's going to get more and more popular, which is great to see. We want to see the best sport in the world popular everywhere, don't we? We want to see competition all over the world. We want to see international tournaments with strong teams from every different continent. Come on, we want to see that. But I'll give you a few facts that I recall that I've sort of noted down from a piece I wrote, and that was that Adidas launched an exclusive off the pitch apparel collection for some of the big name teams it sponsors. So that includes Arsenal. And Arsenal, I think, have done a really good job, and this is my own subjective opinion. I think Arsenal have done a good job in appealing to kind of the sense that football can be cool and fashionable. And Adidas is part of that with them. And producing exclusive off the pitch, attire. That's something, for young supporters to look forward to and, want to wear these shirts and look cool in them, or shirts, scarves, hats, tops, whatever it is, for both men and women. So, that's exciting. But then also something else to bear in mind, and I'll be very intrigued to know whether Aston Villa go down this route. But Crystal Palace hired a man named Kenny Annan Jonathan as their creative director who's focused on apparel. He's expected to expand the range of clothing offered by Palace. Palace, again, a South London club, very fashionable. They have a young, vibrant fan base, just like Arsenal, very young, very vibrant, very multicultural, very diverse. And I think it's a brilliant move from Palace. Again, it people want to wear football kits at the moment. You have models at Paris Fashion Week wearing Arsenal tops. I mean, this stuff is cool now, isn't it? This sounds probably quite cynical thinking about it, but in the end, if it means that if Aston Villa can become a club that is seen as quite cool, well, that means higher revenues, and that means that Villa can, you know, compete better with the so-called Big Six. I just want to see Aston Villa be as successful as we possibly can for the rest of the time. And then also something else I mentioned: Liverpool and Newcastle. Newcastle, who are also joining Adidas, they're expected to hire their own creative directors as well. So it'd be interesting to know whether Aston Villa decide to pursue something quite similar. Um, Liverpool were previously with Adidas. I think they're with Nike now, I think. But yeah, so uh very exciting. I'm excited for it. And at the moment, Adidas supply four Premier League kits: Manchester United, Arsenal, Fulham, and Nottingham Forest. So yeah, exciting times. I think the way to look at it is we've had the AV150 logo come out recently. I didn't quite understand some of the visceral reaction against that. I think it looks quite nice. It's all right. I think that's obviously going to be featured somewhere, maybe on the neck, shirt, collar, wherever, in the next year. And I think that logo in time will become something we have a positive kind of affection for, because it obviously represents a very important year in the history of Aston Villa. So be patient with that. What I would say is be patient with a lot of these things, because I do seem to see a lot of instantaneous reactions on Twitter that are quite visceral and quite angry. And I just sometimes think, let's just chill about this stuff sometimes, all right? Let's give it time. Let's see where it goes. And that's fair enough. If people have very different opinions to that, I understand that. That is fine. I'm not saying people can't share their views. I mean, look at me. I'm sharing my view on stuff. But all I think is that sometimes maybe we just need to take a breath. Let's just give it a second. Maybe there's reasons for all these things, and let's just play it cool. So I think yes, the AV150 logo looks it is. I think it will grow. I like it already. I think we'll see where that goes. Um, and then obviously there's the new badge. We'll talk about that further when it's officially unveiled. I don't want to get into that just yet. That's obviously created a lot of controversy, but again, um, that's been revealed, and then we've got the an honorary board that will be announced, of course, and then I think later, I think maybe March, April time might be when we start to hear a bit more about this Adidas tie-up. So, very exciting times at Aston Villa. Hopefully the moves off the pitch can lead to can be, positive momentum that matches the amazing momentum we're seeing on the pitch, thanks to Professor Unai, thanks to his brilliant coaches, and thanks to the fantastic players that we have. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts on it. Just right down below. As Run DMC said, my Adidas. So I'm going to be dressing like Run DMC every time you see me in future. Now I'll just have the hat, the big glasses, the gold chain, Adidas. Yeah. Look, so yeah, exciting times. Um, Everton next at Goodison Park on Sunday. I am going to be chatting to an Everton um, reporter. So I'm excited to put that out later this week to just get a little clarity on where Everton are today. Dominic Calvert-Lewin had his red card that he picked up in the FA Cup, had that rescinded, so he will likely feature now at Goodison Park against the Villa. We have a very good record against them in recent years, haven't lost to them since the year we went down. But Everton, they seem to pick up their form. They've been playing a lot better since that 10-point deduction. However, they have lost three in a row in the Premier League. So they'll be wanting to get back on track very quickly, because obviously, they are down there in the relegation zone due to those 10 points being taken away. But what they don't want to do is get into a bit of a bad run there and get stuck in, with the Lutons of the world. Dwight McNeil, player in form. Jack Harrison out as well. I think the two of them are threats. I feel like Dwight McNeil was injured. I need to double check on that one, whether he's actually available for the Villa game. But yeah, We shall see. I fully back Aston Villa. I think our last few games have not been quite at the level we've been reaching this season, but I've put that down a lot to Decemberitis, lots of games in a row, emotional and physical um, exertions that obviously use up a lot of mental and physical bandwidth. And so hopefully we've had a little bit of a break, not as many games coming as thick and fast as they were in December. So hopefully we can go into Everton and go up there and get the job done, son, as Stone Cold Steve Austin would have once said. Look, let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe. Good times at Aston Villa, very good times. Please like and subscribe. Up the mighty Villa.